Hi, my name is Dave Miles. Today I'm going to be showing you the vintage Icon Series V4 bass. This one is in what the catalogue calls Forenza Red. Kind of looks like Mary Kay Pink to me, but it's the finish is really nice actually. It's a real nice satiny matte finish. I'm not a huge fan of the relicking, but this is done pretty well. It's what, it's not what I want, it's what people want to buy. And they seem to like this. It's standard P-bass hardware. It's all Wilkinson gear, Wilkinson bridge, Wilkinson pickups, Wilkinson tuners. The guitar is made in Vietnam under their supervision, and as they came, I bought 4 of these, not 4 basses, 4 of the vintage guitars, and as they came out of the box, they were playable. They didn't need to be set up. They didn't need to have the truss rods tweaked. They didn't need to have the harmonics and intonation set. They played really well out of the case. I'm actually, as I said before, I'm not really a huge fan of relicking finishes, but I'm becoming a fan of this unfinished back of the neck thing, like this one. It feels really good. It just feels really comfortable. And I mean, I've been playing bass in bands. That was my first pro gigs were as a bass player, and in that time I've played Fenders and Gibsons and Ibanez's and Rickenbackers and Music Man before the Ernie Ball days when it was still Leo. And what else? I think I've even had a plink on a JB4 Maton for a little while, and a few other bits and pieces. And up until I've got this, and at the moment I've got for recording I've got a Samick, which has got Seymour Duncan bass lines in it, which are quite punchy pickup. I didn't use that as a head-to-head today because the strings on it need to be classified by the National Trust. They're that old, but it was a good bass. Before that, probably the top of the pile of things that I had was the P-bass I had, which was either a 73 body and a 68 neck or a 68 body and a 73 neck, I can't remember. Bartolini pickups, Leocorn bridge. Weighed probably a third more than this does. And when you get to my kind of vintage, you're looking for something a little lighter to lug around. That's why you don't see many of the older bass players using Ampegs and 810 cabinets anymore. And this thing, it's comfortable, super comfortable to play all night. Sounds excellent. I really enjoyed playing this, and I picked this up and I give this to my buddy who plays bass in the bands with me to try out and give it a few laps around the block and see what he thought. And he was very impressed with it, price point notwithstanding. He thought it was a damn good instrument. And if you go and try and get yourself a vintage P-bass now, you're looking at, I don't know, 5, 6 grand maybe, from what I've seen. You get quite a few of these for that money. And these things, you're not going to feel so anxious if you fly and do flyaway gigs. You're not going to be worrying about if they're going to use it for a wheel chop for an Airbus, like I've seen guitar cases used before. So these things have got a place, and having a good workable a tool for a workman, basically. This is what these things are, a work person. That's what these things are. That's what guitars always were. But the price of vintage gear at the moment has been pushed up by things other than their actual utility. And so now, a good feeling like bass is going to cost you an arm and a leg, but it doesn't have to anymore. You can get these for a good price. Now, I'll put in the show notes at the bottom. There's a link to the bands that are playing, and if you're in Melbourne, come along and see us. And you can, if you're interested, you can pick up one of the guitars and have a little play. I'll bring a little amp so you can have a noodle if you're a guitar player, or a plunk if you're a bass player, and see what you think of these instruments. As I said, I'm impressed enough to have bought a few of them, and I reckon they'll find a home. In the meantime, thanks very much. My name's Dave Miles, and see you soon.